I'm already recording.
Okay, there's a bunch of like good stuff stuck in.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to knock it that far.
Oh, Jimmy. And this is why people like you?
If it's damaged, I got another stamping for you, bub.
That was a stamp one, too.
Hey, did you know there's a 255-gallon tub of lube available on Amazon? If you're interested, there's a lot.
I unfortunately do already know that because I worked at Amazon.
There's a bunch of quality comments on that product.
And with that being said, thank you all for tuning in to another exciting profile. I don't think Austin liked that intro.
Not at all.
But you all were curious about his Cell Surge deck. And today we are bringing it to you. So, like always, click buttons because fetish. Yeah, that
Fun
works.
fact, Austin's my second favorite person here.
Didn't you say that about Jake?
Yeah, probably.
Who's your favorite person?
Myself.
Yeah, himself.
That's obvious.
Where are we going with that one? Come on. So with that being said, let's get into this profile.
Had a bad week.
Alrighty, so y'all know what the cell leader does. You look at top 5, pick one, shuffle the deck, discard, helps looking for things you need, and then the awaken. You know, y'all know how Awaken Surge works.
But what's he do on his
'Cause I need,
other
like,
side?
15
Oh yeah, I was gonna get to that later, but
Like,
What? You do leader first.
tomorrow.
then so Perfection Surpassed. The Awaken side is you discard a card from the bottom from beneath it, and then choose one of them, which is until the start of your next main phase. Your opponent, they play any cards. They get played in rest mode. Any battle cards, they get played in rest mode. The other one is to choose one of your opponent's cards, KO it, and then you
never do
choose
that
one
effect.
card. I do no. Every now and again it helps.
Okay, I've never seen you do it.
I've done it probably once a few games every now and again.
You
But
did that to me.
yeah,
Dude.
yeah. And it helps because you choose a card too, so you can get lucky sometimes. And
Nice.
Basic, he deserved it.
and then yeah. So first 4 is you got this boy here, and you know, generic. You easy discard target. Pay 1 energy to get back on the field if you have no cards in the battlefield. That includes field cards. So I tried to run Freeze's Army Healing Pot in this. I get Tar Draw. Then I realized that it was also in the battle area. And this says no cards in the battle area, so that does not work. Then you got the 4 of the Android 17 1-drop negates. It's so good because it's a negate. Then you search your drop area for the 3-drop Championship 2020, and you throw in the drop area. Then I got 3 Rebrians, very generic. Oh my gosh, very generic. Green. Try to say basic and generic at the same time.
I mean, it's a green basic. Come on.
And y'all know what it does. I only run 3 because at 4 feels overkill.
Sorry, it's a hand control basic.
And then 3 Zarbon. Y'all know what he does. He helps the can control. It's another card to use the easy pitch target, so you can just, play. You want to play out of the drop area anyways. Then the super combo I run is 4 of the Android 18 super combos. Yeah, they make you pitch a card for the bottom of your deck. Helps with hand control. I run 2 of these Roshis because it's another easy card to discard, and it's another free combo if you want to use some combo power instead of running it out of the gate. Then you can get it back to your hand. I like it as an easy discard target for Cell and the Unison I run, which you'll see in a minute. Then 3 of the aforementioned Championship 2020 18s. Y'all know what she does. If you have a Cell on the field only, and then you pay 1 energy, she gets played from the drop area. I run 2 cocoon cells because it helps with spot removal and it's a negate. So she's also a 4-drop. She helps with successor, especially with charismatic Frieza.
If you have to use it as a beater, it's not bad for 2 energy.
Yeah. This one I'm kind of iffy about. I run 2 of the Bardock apes. I run 2 of them just to help with there's unison. So if they're double strikes, you just swing, get some markers down. They rest a card and you draw. And it also helps once again with successor targets because it synergizes really well with charismatic villain. And just get those 9 drops. and just it's an alternative to Cocoonsa, just to get some more card draw and stuff. And once again, the aforementioned charismatic villain. I run 3. I might do 4. I'm not too sure. I feel like 4. I just keep seeing it too much, and 3. I don't see it enough. Sometimes depends on the card draw you get. But you all know what it does. It's also really good for successor in this.
Contribute with a leader that rests cards. It's not a bad option to have.
Yeah.
To have 3, because their cards are being played rest mode, and then in the next turn, if they're playing a beefy card or they're playing a weak card, you can just choose the beefier card from turn before.
Yeah. This card is something when I saw it, I put in Cell Surge immediately. Now, you cannot do the activate up here because it is not a mono green leader, but you activate 1, discard a card, draw 2. That helps Cell Surge Awaken so much because when he's awakened, it's just dead. You don't have any card draw. This helps the card draw so much. It made the deck so much fun. I never use the -4, honestly. I just keep drawing. And then this is another deck. This is another card that made the deck absurd. Cell, the Dark Parasite. This card, as I was playing in the match against Bancroft, I realized how bonkers it actually was. So you can literally just play the 1-drop android, and then for 1 energy, KO it, play the 9-drop, and there's a successor target for other 9-drops for 1 energy. It's absurd. You can just get it out anytime you want to, really. And then if it's in the drop area, it's a free draw. And then if you want to, you can take a life. It's absurd. It's insanely good value. I highly recommend it if you're playing Cell Surge, even if you're not trying to do Successor, just try to do only hand control. Speaking of Successor, one of our 9-drop Successor targets is Super 17 Hellstorm. This one is it's really good. You really honestly never want to attack with this deck. You don't want to give them cards. You just want to keep just playing passive and just kind of get rid of their stuff and getting rid of their hand. And this helps so much because if they're not taking their own life, you literally just crit 4 life and then you swing. It has crit itself. And then when you swing with it, you draw a card and you also tap 2 of their cards. So you can tap their energy, their blockers, their whatever. It's really good for trying to be a little better against more control decks.
Yeah, like you don't have to attack, period.
Ever, no.
Drops a 9-drop, it crits them down to 4, right?
Yeah, crits them down to 4.
Yeah.
So they just put them in the drop area. This one, I love this card so much. I just love Cell. Cell, Unthinkable Perfection. This one, if you don't know what it does, triple strike, successor 9. When you play it, your opponent reveals their hand. You pick. Let me talk to make sure I'm reading it correctly. Opponent reveals their hand. You choose the 3 battle cards in their hand, place them in their drop area, then choose up to one of your opponent's leader cards and negate its non-keyword skill for the duration of the turn. Helps against a lot of stuff if you're playing against another Surge leader, like the Broly Surge. They can't just, KO the card. They can't, other cards are like, hey, this effect happens. It just helps be a little more defensive. It's really good. And then, this will not be a shocker to anyone. We'll show you the wrong card. Cell Zeno. Cell Zeno. Y'all know what it does. And then
Turn 5, it's a quadruple strike,
dual attack.
that rips 3 cards.
Yeah. And then
For free.
Yep. This is just a little kind of flavor in there for tech for like when I'm playing against other decks that just like remove things, because if they remove your 9-drop Cell, your 9-drop Super 17, or your other 9-drop Cell, you literally play that for free and you KO a card 5 or less. So kind of helps when they're like trying to be a little cheeky and they're like, I know what you're doing. I'm gonna kill that. And you're like, haha, no. So helps it a little bit in that. And it's come up like once or twice. Probably more of a sideboard, but I don't really have too much of a sideboard built. For the extra cards, we've got 2 Shocking Death Balls. Honestly, this card helps a lot because one thing it really messes with you is our Power Black Mass Sam. You're trying to get the 1-drop back out and you have to discard your own cards. And this deck does not like having to discard its own cards unless you're doing it yourself. So against other hand control, it's a little rough, and against that card, it's a little rough. But This is mostly just to get rid of those kind of things. And then you got 2 Flying Nimbus. Flying Nimbus. And then you got the last 2 cards, 2 Pretty Black Holes. This is just so good because you can like Cocoonsa, negate, then KO, and then get rid of Cocoonsa. Or freeze a charismatic villain. Play this, KO, freeze a charismatic villain.
I mean,
Pop 5 of their own cards. It's so good for spot removal.
I mean, technically, if you're playing a deck that rushes the board pretty early against you, you could bring out the 9-drop for 1 energy, swing, pass turn, negate with Pretty Black Hole, hit the 9-drop.
Yup.
I can't remember if there's a limit on that or not, top of my head.
Well, the Cell Zeno, the 9-drop needs 4 energy to do that.
Okay.
So yeah,
But
you
still,
cannot-
I mean, a turn 4, 9-drop on the board against an opponent who can go wide.
Yeah.
You play that, hit that, and you hit up to 9 energy. Like, there's not a limit to it, right? I can't remember.
I don't think there is.
There is not. So, I mean, and then
Yeah.
turn around, play the 17 again, start that cycle back up, and go right into Cell Zeno that way.
One of the biggest things I want to talk about on this real quick on this leader is so the first effect. It was hard because you couldn't always take your own life, or you didn't really want to put self awakeners. But with this, taking a life optionally, it helps you because you can get hit a few times. The other person's like, I don't want you to awaken because I know that, but I don't want you to get to 4 life because I know what it does. You just take your own life. It just helps its own self awakener in that, and then the fact that you can literally any card that they plays in rest mode. That, and what I found, is destroys black decks that rely on Overwhelm. Because they can literally not Overwhelm for 2 turns. And that just crushes a lot of things. Like, unless they just want to, like, do a card draw thing with one of those Bardocks, or it messes with it so bad. And this also hurts aggro decks. This really allows you to be a little more pacey. Like, hey, no, now you play on my terms. And you have Cocoonsa, you have Charismatic Villain, so even if they have a card, you're like, oh, I don't want that out there anyways. You can just pop it down, they swing with leader, you're like, okay, well, Cocoonsa negate, KO that.
Yep.
And it's just a lot of fun.
So, with that, appreciate it, Austin. Hope you all enjoy. Click those buttons. I'm going to put that down below. And if there's something he missed that you think is like super important, put that in the comments down below as well. Always help us improving each other's decks is always a good way of going it. Austin, any last words?
Have fun, be honest, and Dragon Ball's fun.
And with that being said, I do not see fluff, so some concoction of words of like read your cards, know your plays, and fluff out.